All right, guys, today I want to talk about beauty. What is beauty? It's one of the big three questions that we tend to ask about reality. What is truth? What is goodness? And what is beauty? What is truth is commonly understood through basic things like truth and falsity. What is good, or that's understood as what is moral, what is right and wrong. We tend to understand both of those areas pretty well, and especially in our course of moral philosophy, we do a good job at exploring those two. But what is beauty tends to go by the wayside. But it's really it's a big one, and we need to get our heads around it. So today I want to talk about what is beauty and explore some different approaches to it, and in my second part, get into a definition of it. And hopefully you can go see the video that I'm going to reference at the end of this one. So when you look at this painting by Van Gogh, what do you notice that's beautiful about it? Is it the lines? Is it the symmetry? Is it the color? Is it what it's representing? What's beautiful about it? And or would you even consider it to be beautiful? Now, moving on to poetry, Emily Dickinson wrote in This World is Not Conclusion. This world is not conclusion. A species stands beyond, invisible as music, but positive as sound. It beckons and it baffles. Philosophy don't know. And through a riddle at the last, sagacity must go. To guess it puzzles scholars. To gain it, men have borne contempt of generations and crucifixion shown. Face slips and laughs and rallies, blushes if any see, plucks at a twig of evidence, and asks a vain the way. Much gesture from the pulpit, strong hallelujahs roll. Narcotics cannot still the tooth that nibbles at the soul. What Emily Dickinson is doing here is pointing at intangibles in the world today, and beauty is one of these, right? Beauty beckons us to a world beyond, really. Now, what about mathematics? Is math beautiful? Well, I would say it is, but it may not really hit you in certain ways as like a painting does, or like a beautiful movie, or as a beautiful person does. But this Pythagorean theorem, proposition 47 from Euclid, is quite beautiful. It's very logical, it's symmetrical, and it's brilliant. And it actually represents certain realities in the world that a lot of people don't know about. Right. And so if you studied Euclid, you would understand, and you would know, oh yeah, that is true. That's beautiful. Well, what about Dickinson again? There's a certain slant of light, winter afternoons, that oppresses like the heft of cathedral tunes. Heavenly hurt it gives us, we can find no scar, but internal difference where the meanings are. None may teach it. Any, 'tis the seal despair, an imperial affliction sent us of the air. When it comes, the landscape listens, shadows hold their breath. When it goes, 'tis like the distance on the look of death. Now, here, Emily Dickinson is pointing you to that experience that you had walking in the woods in the middle of the winter, and you saw a slant of light in the afternoon, and it struck you as very beautiful. The setting was gorgeous. There was something about that slant of light that reminded you of beauty, right? Well, what is that? How do we understand this beauty? Is it objective? Is it absolute? M.C. Escher, even in depicting art and beauty, depicted certain things in this world as actually relative. Is this beautiful? Is this painting beautiful? If you haven't seen it, it's kind of a cool painting. There's ups and downs. Actually, there is no up and down. There's not even a right or a wrong in this painting. Is that what beauty is like? Well, let's turn to Dickinson again. For I died for beauty, but was scarcely adjusted in the tomb when one who died for truth was lain in adjoining room. He questioned softly why I failed. For beauty, I replied, and I for truth. The two are one, we brethren are, he said. And so as kinsmen met tonight, we talked between the rooms until moss had reached our lips and covered up our lips. Now, that's a little bit morbid, but there's beauty and truth together. Now, Jacques-Louis David depicted Socrates, who also died for truth, goodness, and beauty in this painting, which is also beautiful.